All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Monday Motivation. This is really about mindset and motivation because mindset is your key, and I hope you've been really internalizing that. And I know a lot of you are because I'm getting a lot of great feedback from you guys every single day. I get feedback from clients who say, you were right on this week. This was exactly what I needed to hear. And how did you know? It's like you were talking to me because I am talking to you. I'm directly talking to you. Yes, you. I am directly talking to you. You're listening to this. You're the one I'm talking to. And it's important to understand that, you don't need another diet. You don't need another program. What you really need is the right mindset. And I told you this from day one, that mindset is a key. The mindset habits are the most powerful set of tools that you will develop on your journey, right? This is what it's about. And that's why I do these weekly Monday motivations, to help equip you with more tools for your journey. Because that is what's going to keep you going to the end. I've got clients who have tried giving up on themselves, and because they haven't given up on themselves, well, guess what? They're almost to their goals, right? They're right there, knocking on the door of losing 80, 90, 100 pounds. I've got a few clients who are knocking on the door. So I'll tell you right now, this is what it's about. It's about your mindset. And today's no different. So today we're going to talk about when you hit a wall, as you often do. When you hit a wall, it's not time to turn around. It's not time to give up on yourself. It's time to build a freaking ladder. When you hit a wall, you build a ladder. That is what you do. You don't let the wall stop you. You get over the wall, and you get over the wall by building a ladder. So let's get something straight right now. Walls aren't the end. They're just challenges in disguise, folks. They're just the next obstacle you have to get through. And like we talk about from day one, your obstacles are your opportunities for learning and growth. They are the very challenges you must get through in order to get to your goal. You must get through the very challenges that you're thinking are stopping you. If you're going to get to your goal, you must deal with them now, or they will show up later. I guarantee it, right? So if you've hit a wall lately, emotionally, physically, mentally, I want you to know something. You're not broken. You're being built. You're not broken. You're being built. And you're being built stronger, better, fitter, wiser, better. You're being invited to level up, folks. You're being invited to level up. And guess what? You don't need to turn around. You don't need to give up. You need to build that ladder. That is what you need to do. When you hit a wall, you don't turn around. You don't give up. You build that ladder. Every wall you face, plateaus, cravings, missed workouts, scale not moving, old habits creeping in, is just a signal that you're being pushed into new territory, a signal that growth is happening. But that growth doesn't happen in comfort, folks. Growth never happens in comfort. It happens when you problem solve your way through those obstacles. That is when growth happens. That is when you're growing, when you're problem solving your way through your obstacles. So see, you don't need perfect conditions. A lot of you thinking, unless things are right, unless everything is going well, I can't continue. Oh, I'm being pulled in all different directions. I can't continue. Oh, the finances aren't there. I can't continue. Oh, I'm having new health challenges. I can't continue. No, you don't need perfect conditions. You need creative solutions. You need grit. You need adaptability. You need determination. Because the version of you on the other side of that wall, she's stronger. He's wiser. she's worth fighting for. Aren't you worth fighting for? Isn't what you're after worth fighting for no matter what? Does it worth that much to you? Is the life you're after worth that much to you? Is it that important to you? Isn't it worth fighting for? Isn't it worth bleeding for? Isn't it worth dying for? Until it is, then it's easy for you to turn around. But if it is, you will never turn around because there's no other option. You must get there. There is no other option. It doesn't matter if a wall is in your way. If that version of you, if that future vision you have of yourself is worth fighting for, is worth bleeding for, and worth dying for, you will get there. Because there's no other option. Guys, when I started on this journey 30 years ago, my life as an entrepreneur, hanging up my corporate suit and tie and decided to become an entrepreneur, I ran up in the Santa Monica Mountains as I did every morning at 5 a.m. before I would be at my desk as an engineer at 7 a.m. And I stood on that rock overlooking the Pacific Ocean. We call it Inspiration Point. And yes, it was Inspiration Point. And I made a pledge to myself, I will succeed at this entrepreneurial venture or I will die trying. There is no turning around. I will succeed or I will die trying. Well, 30 years later, here I am. And if I had given up because things were rough, if I'd given up because sometimes things were great and some months I was making no money, if I had given up, I've thought about it many times. I've thought about giving up many times. Because the life of an entrepreneur is never an easy one. Some months you're doing great and some months you're barely scraping by. And when you've got a family to support, it's easy to say, hey, I'll just go get a job like everybody else. But no, I pushed forward. What if I had given up? Would I be here now with you, inspiring all of you? Would I have touched the lives of thousands of people just like you in 7 countries on 6 continents? Would I? Would I have authored 8 books, working on the 9th? How many lives have I touched over these 30 years because I refused to give up? I chose to build ladders instead. Instead of letting the wall turn me back, I chose to build ladders, folks. This is what you get to do. When you hit that wall, you don't give up. You build a ladder. Why? Because that is how you get to the other side. Right? That is how you become stronger, wiser. That is how you fight. So folks, if you can't stay motivated, build a ladder of daily non-negotiables, tiny actions that keep you aligned even on low days. Are you struggling with cravings? Build a ladder of awareness. Slow down. Observe the emotion behind the urge. Put some distance between the urge and the action. Wait 5 to 10 minutes before acting on it. That is your ladder that you're building. You hit a weight loss plateau? Build a ladder of consistency and patience. Stay in the game. Tweak the plan. Trust the process. The very first thing a lot of you say to me when you talk about, hey, I'm on a plateau, the scale isn't moving. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Well, what if you're not doing anything wrong? What if you've done everything you can where you are and it's really time to level up, right? It's time for you to grow. It's time for you to take what you're doing to the next level. You can't do anything else where you are. That's what a plateau is, folks. You've gone where you can, where you are. So it's time to level up. It's time to move to that next level. That is what a plateau is telling you. You're moving forward and you're doing great. but you've come to the end of the road with where you are. Right? What got you here won't get you there. You got to build a ladder to get to the other side. Right? That's what a plateau is. You feel like quitting? Build a ladder of vision. Look up, not back. Look up and figure out, how am I going to get over that wall? Don't look back. Reconnect with your why. Why am I doing this? Why am I on this journey? Why must I become that person I'm becoming? Why must I build that life I'm building, that life I'm creating, that future self I'm moving towards, I'm embodying? I've been talking with a number of new clients and even old ones, because they haven't embodied these mindset habits yet, especially the new ones. So when the obstacles show up, they haven't embodied the mindset habits that, no, you don't turn around because you're having financial difficulties. You don't just turn around because you can't see how to pay for what you've started, right? You ask different questions. You ask the question, how can I continue even while facing these challenges? You're facing difficult medical situations. It's not, oh, I can't continue because I'm facing these difficult challenges, medical challenges. No, it's, how can I continue to make progress and create that life I want even while going through these difficult times? How can I? Because are you planning on staying where you are forever? Or are you planning on allowing these medical challenges to define you? Is that where you want? Is that where you want to be? No. You're creating something different. So the things that show up, they're the very obstacles we talk about. I told you a lot of obstacles will show up in a lot of different ways, but you must get through them. You must build that ladder to get over that wall, to get through them, to get to your goal. And you can. Because I told you, if you're eating every day, you can lose weight, folks. If you're eating every day, you can create better health, folks. If you're eating every day, you can get off those meds you're on. If you're eating every day, it doesn't matter what obstacles show up, you can get over that wall. You can break on through to the other side. Because that's what it takes. That is your ladder. Eating the right foods in the right amounts at the right time, creating healthier internal environment, right? Creating the conditions necessary for your body to change. And when you create those conditions necessary for your body to change, it's amazing how it also helps the conditions that you're dealing with. Because great nutrition is what's going to help any medical conditions you're dealing with right now. So giving up on yourself, allowing those to stop you, well, you're going backwards. You're not seeing the right picture, right? You need to adapt a forward-thinking mindset. Build a ladder. Don't let that wall stop you. This journey isn't about avoiding hard things, folks. It's about outgrowing them. When you hit that wall, it's time to outgrow where you are. It's time to outgrow your small self. It's time to get bigger. It's time to think bigger. It's time to build that ladder. So if you're standing in front of a wall today, good. You're in the right place. You're right where transformation begins. Right in front of that wall is where transformation begins. Now pick up your tools. Take a deep breath. And start building. Pick up your tools, take a deep breath, and start building. You've got this. I believe in you. Now you believe in you. Now let's go crush this week. One rung, one rep, one choice at a time. Remember, I believe in you. Now it's time for you to believe in you. I hope this has been helpful.